And we know that very little good happens when young people are out at times that are unsafe.
A 16-year-old killed during a fight over a fast food dipping sauce. Coming up this morning on DC News Now, what changes district leaders say will help stop late-night violence involving young people.
Also ahead, back on the job, what is next for Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins as he returns to work months after he was federally indicted. But first, a check-in with Jackie. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning tonight. And Corey, out there this morning, a few sprinkles and also some patchy fog as well. Later on today, we'll be tracking more rain, thinking closer towards dinner time or even after that. More details and the timing coming up.
Also coming up, a big day for the Commanders. What's in store for players as they finalize their roster for the season?
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, good morning. It is 6 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Some sprinkles out there you could see for your commute. Jackie will have all the info on that coming up in a second. But first, thanks for starting your morning with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. Shanique is tracking the roads for you this morning. She'll have more on that in just a moment. But Jackie, turning things over to you. Checking the forecast, rain for folks out there.
Yes, a few sprinkles to start off out there this morning. But if you weren't with us at the 5 o'clock hour, I do want to talk about Idalia. So as of this morning, as of the 5 a.m. update for the National Hurricane Center, Idalia now a hurricane and will continue to strengthen over the next 24 hours, rapidly strengthening over the very warm Gulf waters there and eventually making landfall across parts of Florida as a Category 3, could even be close to a Category 4 storm. This is a high-end Category 3 storm as it makes landfall before eventually turning its way off to the east and just pushing its way off to the east of North Carolina. So also bringing some very heavy rainfall and damaging winds even across parts of the Carolinas. Back here locally today, we're looking at this warm front lifting in and we're just seeing a few showers and some cloud cover out there this morning and some patchy fog. A few of those showers mainly south of DC. Aside from that, a few sprinkles lingering. We're seeing reduced visibility down to 4 miles in Leesburg, 5 in Culpeper, 7 in Fredericksburg. Those temperatures upper 60s to low 70s. It's a muggy start, but later on today we'll see those highs low to mid 80s. More details and timing coming up. Shanique is here with the latest timing of your morning commute. How's it looking on this Tuesday morning?
All right, we're on the top of the 6 o'clock hour, and look, you are jam-packed out there on the outer loop stretch. This is right off of 95 and that stretch past 650. Right near 193 is where you're going to find that crash activity. So that's why you're seeing some slowdowns there. You're going to see more slowdowns on BW Parkway. Heading south, we have a single vehicle crash, and that is into a tree. So you are seeing a major backup on both ends, north and southbound lanes, right near Powder Mill Road. And on 95 in Northern Virginia, heading southbound right near Courthouse Road out of Stafford, you will see another crash.
Thank you, Shanika. Your time right now is 6:02 on a Tuesday.
Let's take a quick look at your Know and Go headlines this morning. DC police say a fight over sweet and sour sauce led to a deadly stabbing. 16-year-old Naima Ligon was killed Sunday in Northwest outside of McDonald's near 14th and U Streets. Officials say the alleged murderer is now being held at the Youth Services Center in Northeast.
And a judge sets March 4th as the trial date for former President Donald Trump's federal election conspiracy case here in the district. The judge rejected his lawyer's request to push the case back until 2026. The trial date comes just one day before Super Tuesday.
And Virginia Task Force 1 gearing up ahead of Hurricane Idalia. They're headed down to help with search and rescue efforts in response to the storm. Now, that storm is expected to make landfall tomorrow. The team says they have 60 tons of equipment to ensure they have the tools necessary to help the affected areas.
And breaking now, 2 employees at a Top Golf in Germantown recovering this morning after they were shot. Now, Montgomery County Police say they responded to reports of that shooting at about midnight. It happened at the Top Golf on Century Boulevard. Investigators say a suspect fired a gun at those 2 employees. Police say one employee was shot in the leg, the other in the torso. Police say both victims were taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police, as of right now, have not made any arrests. All right, well, Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins is returning to the job full-time despite being under an active federal indictment.
Yeah, DC News Now's Lex Juarez is live this morning in Frederick with the latest. Lex, good morning.
Good morning. Well, that's right. Jenkins made that announcement that he's coming back to work full-time just yesterday afternoon. Now, back in April, he pled not guilty to that federal indictment that you just mentioned. Now, that indictment actually accuses him of being part of an alleged plan to illegally purchase machine guns for the department's use. A grand jury indicted Jenkins on charges of conspiracy, making false statements in order to acquire the guns. The same day, he took a self-imposed leave of absence. Now, the sheriff's office took to Facebook to announce his return to work and explain his reason why. It says in part, quote, "There is no reason not to return to full duty at this point." He goes on to say, "As it stands, I am still the elected sheriff of Frederick County, and I'm the only law enforcement officer directly accountable to the voting public." Now, part of that statement, Sheriff Jenkins also said it is effective immediately, so he is currently back on the job. Live in Frederick, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Lex, thank you. New details in the deadly stabbing of a Maryland teenager. D.C. officials revealing what may have led up to the killing of 16-year-old Naima Ligon over the weekend.
Police now say the stabbing came after the victim and her alleged murderer fought over sweet and sour dipping sauce outside of a McDonald's. Investigators say Ligon was killed near the McDonald's on 14th and U Streets at about 2 o'clock Sunday morning. Police say both girls were from Waldorf and were at a party before heading to U Street. That is when investigators say they went into the McDonald's there to get food and then got back into a car where that fight started. Police say Ligon died after she was stabbed twice. Officials say the teenage suspect has been sent to a youth services center until her next court hearing, which is scheduled for Friday. That is the same day a new youth curfew is being put in place in D.C. However, people are still split over if the curfew will actually do anything to curb teen crime.
The curfew is restrictive and it sets boundaries and rules instead of looking at the problem and getting a solution, which is finding something constructive for our young youth leaders to do.
I think as more men come out here and talk to these young brothers, instead of putting everything first and allow them to be some part in their life of going through the day, I think it'll be a big help.
A reminder on the rules of that curfew starting this Friday in key sections of the city. Anyone under 17 is not allowed out from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. Sunday through Thursday and midnight to 6 a.m. Friday and Saturday. All right, 6:06 now this morning. A judge has set a trial date for former President Donald Trump's federal election conspiracy case here in the district.
That trial is set to start March 4th, and the judge rejected Trump's lawyer's request to push the case back until 2026. Now, Trump's legal team argued the trial would need to be pushed back because of the large amount of evidence that they need to review. That was ultimately denied. Meantime, Trump's trial date comes just one day before Super Tuesday. That's the date when voters will head to the polls in more than a dozen states in the Republican presidential primary.
And Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, testified in an Atlanta court about his part in the illegal conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election. Meadows told the district court judge that he did not do anything outside of his scope as chief of staff. Meantime, the Fulton County District Attorney says Meadows' actions were political in nature and not part of his official duties. Now, all of this comes as Trump and his 18 co-defendants are set to be arraigned next Wednesday, September 6th, in Georgia. The former president will be arraigned at 9:30 that morning. Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, will be arraigned at 9:45. And former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, his arraignment will be at 10:30. All of the defendants will formally hear the charges brought against them and enter their pleas.
And back here in the district, restaurant chain Chipotle is going to pay more than $320,000 for violating child labor laws. That's according to D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwab. Now, he says multiple D.C. area Chipotle restaurants force minors to work longer than the legal age limit. It includes not working past 10 p.m. for more than 8 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week. Chipotle also has to adopt new plans for complying with D.C.'s regulations.
The city of Alexandria is preparing for a series of rezoning efforts. Now, the city says the program expands housing production and affordability. Many community members voicing their concerns, though, over the plan. They worry the change in code will increase population density in residential areas. The topic comes at a time when a lot of people are looking for more affordable housing, but are worried of paying the price of a population increase.
Definitely pro more affordable housing. I don't know if I could ever afford a home in the city I grew up in.
Today, the city is hosting a Zoning for Housing Fall Kickoff. For more information, you can visit our website, dcnewsnow.com. Just search Alexandria Zoning.
All right, stretching your dollar this morning, Amazon is raising the amount customers will spend for free shipping. This applies to customers who do not have Prime memberships. Now, the retail giant says it will cost those users $35. That is up from $25. Experts say the increase is based on how far someone lives from Amazon warehouses. And PayPal says it is now using AI to fight fraud and make paying easier. The company says it will begin using AI to predict unusual shopping patterns that can be signs of fraud. PayPal says it is also planning to roll out a new checkout feature using AI to predict the correct shipping address for online orders based on your ordering history. And time right now coming up on 6:10 on this Tuesday morning. Labor Day weekend is almost here, and this means it could be a good opportunity for shoppers to cash in.
That is right, but you can save money on the holiday deals right now. Our Ben Dennis has details.
Consumers needn't delay Labor Day shopping. That's because offers from major retailers seen on your phone and at big box stores, they're already live. While the summer season draws to a close, deals offered on tech to outdoor equipment, clothes, and home decor, they're all on the table. Consider looking for markdowns on summer essentials as we enter into the new fall season. Save them for next year. With that in mind, Ashley Furniture will offer up to 50% off outdoor furniture plus clearance products, up to 60% off over at Wayfair. Head over to Lowe's, check out their online-only deals, some markdowns there. And Time says that some of the best sales are for high-ticket items like TVs, so check out Best Buy, Samsung, plus mattress sales as well. Other major online outlets offering Labor Day deals, you bet, Walmart and Amazon. And to stretch your dollar even further, consider those online digital coupons. And most sales will run through Monday, many happening right now. Use those browser extensions to download. They'll automatically price check the same or similar products online for you automatically. Ben Dennis, back to you.